Okay, at this time that we trying to not to do many things because of the 9 days, we need to know that there's a difference between adults and children. Children not necessarily have to do everything adults do on those days, especially if we're dealing with children that are under the age of chinuch. What does that mean, that under the age of chinuch? So the halakha says that you have to train your kids to do things in the right way. Chinuch, Rashi explains in the beginning of Sukkah, is training a kid, which means if you want your kid to do things when it comes to bar mitzvah, he has to be trained. He has to be used to it. It's something that becomes second nature, right? So how do you do that? You bring him to shul to pray with you when he becomes the age of chinuch. You teach him to wear tzitzit. You teach him that not to eat meat and milk at the ages that he can handle it, slowly raising the time. And with that, he gets the chinuch. So when you come to the 9 days, what is the age that one needs to be mechanech his children to do whatever adults do? So over here we have machloket poskim. What age is chinuch? Some say it's the age of 5, 6. Some go to the age of 7, 8, and 9. So each person should see where his kids is holding. If his kids is more mature, then he could start at an early age. If his kid is immature, as many kids today, they're immature. So you're not going to try to teach them things before they can handle things. Now when we come to this time, that's nafkamina for many things. Like for example, can a kid go to the shower? So Ashkenazim that are machmir not to shower this week, right? By Sfaradim, we don't have Shavua Shechal, but we can shower. But by Ashkenazim, can they shower? Kids could shower. For kids, it's something that they need. Now, when we come to something that's more happy, like for instance music, you need to know you have a small kid, a 3 years old, he needs to hear music, he needs to be entertained somehow. So they put music for him. The music is not for you, you put music for him. That is permitted. And same thing would be for other things as well. Whatever needs to be done for a kid, it's permitted to do. Now, that doesn't mean that you can go ahead and go shopping for a kid for clothing. Because shopping is asur, even because shopping is you getting out and you're buying new things. So if he has clothing, you shouldn't do that. How about gvisa? Usually kids at young age make their clothing constantly dirty. It's permitted to wash it. For those that are machmir, like the Ashkenazim, the machmir, not to wash clothing right now. Sfaradim don't have that when there's no Shavua Shechal. But that gives you an overall, can you go to a pool? Adults shouldn't go to a pool now. Even Sfaradim that can take a shower at this time, because we're saying that there's no Shavua Shechal, but don't go to a pool. It's not the right thing to do. It's not to the spirit of the time. You're allowed to go out of the house, but don't go to a Luna Park. It's not the right time, right? A person needs to know what's correct to do, although the halakha would not speak out clearly, don't go to a Luna Park, don't go to a pool. It's not written in halakha. In halakha it says that you're allowed to take a shower when there's no Shavua Shechal Sfaradim. But it doesn't mean you can do it in a way that is not to the spirit of the time, that contradicts the way that we should behave right now. That is all true when we're talking with adults. We're talking about little children. On the contrary, they need to be in a pool. They need the supervision. You have to stay with them. You have to make sure they're not doing anything dangerous, because this time of the year, danger is something that's more likely to happen. So one needs to take precaution, more precaution. Throughout the whole year you have to watch a kid. But now at this time, even more precaution. But that gives you a certain idea how and what to do with kids. There's the age of chinuch, which is the ages we spoke, and then there's the age of bar mitzvah. Then is required already. Those are the ages you'll know. When we come to the fast, for instance, that will be a nafkamina between the age of bar mitzvah and less than bar mitzvah. Because even if it's the age of chinuch already, it doesn't have to fast at all until it comes to the age of bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. Beforehand, they don't have to fast at all. By that age, they need to start fasting. Chazak v'baruch.